YouTube channel with me, Jen. If you're tuning in for the first time, a very warm welcome to you, and hello to all the regular viewers. Today I'm going to show you how to make something so simple. As you can see, very minimalistic resources. I just have a box. Now I love a good box because it creates all kinds of wonder and curiosity and discovery, and this one is no exception to that rule. I'm going to talk to you about all the different ways that you can use this really fantastic resource to create all kinds of opportunities for learning. And the great thing about a box is that you never know what's inside. Now all you need for this activity, I'm not even going to bother putting a resource list up because it is what it is. It is a box file. Now this one I just got from Tesco. I think it was £4, so not too bad, but usually there's box files kind of lying around at schools. I'd highly recommend using a black, because if you've got children that are visually impaired, that will create that contrast between what's inside the box and what's outside the box, and just reduce all of that visual clutter. The great thing about using box files as well is that when you open them like that, you've got, like I say, a black background, but actually if you kind of use it that way round, it kind of creates a ceiling. So again, it reduces all of the visual clutter that's at the top of the visual field. So they're really good for that reason. Now in the spirit of inclusivity, I'm going to talk through a lot of different ways that we can use boxes like this. The one that I'm going to focus on, however, is what I affectionately call a peekaboo box. Now as you can see, now earlier I put in some fairy lights, I've taken those out now, but inside all I put are some mirrors. Now, hence the name Peekaboo box. What this essentially is going to do is give you mirror play. Now we do mirror play kind of all the time as practitioners, and babies do it with their parents all the time, but there's some really interesting stuff all about mirror play and the kind of things that actually you're looking for at different developmental ages from your learner. So I'm just going to quickly whiz through all of those and then talk to you about little things that you can add in to make it super sensory. Okay, so when we're thinking about mirror play, there's actually quite a lot of stages that we need to kind of go through in order to get to that final stage that you or I are at, where you can look in a mirror and you know that it's you know that that's a mirror, you know that that's a representation of you, all of those kind of skills. And I know I bang on about developmental age all the time, how important it is, but it really is integral to understanding what kind of things you can do when you're doing something like mirror play. Now this is obviously a really handy resource for mirror play. You've got a box here that you can just whiz out and do some mirror play with all the time. And actually there's that really nice, very early object permanence stuff of it's there, it's going, it's there, it's going. You can shut the lid, open it again, shut the lid, open it again. So you can do all that start and stop stuff. But actually, let's go right back to the beginning and think about all the things that that learner needs to be able to do before they get to a stage similar to you or I. Right back down at newborn level, you've got that's a mirror. That's essentially all you're kind of looking at. It's that sensory exploration phase again, isn't it? It's that time of looking, feeling, reaching out, going, oh, there's a mirror, oh, I can see things in that. Not necessarily having that self-awareness yet, just kind of grabbing it, exploring it. What does it feel like? Can I put it in my mouth? Can I eat it? All of those kind of ones. So that's kind of right back where we're starting at. And then developmentally from like sort of 2 months-ish, you're looking at that kind of point of mimicking. So actually that recognition that I'm seeing something, and if I do it, that person in the mirror does it as well. There's that thing about babies really early on being able to stick their tongue out when you are up close to them. Bear in mind visual field as well of your learner, so actually where you're positioning this is going to help with that as well. But like I say, this is going to diminish all of the visual clutter when you use it properly, so that's a really nice thing to do as well. Developmentally, it's not actually until about 18 months-ish that children have that, what we would possibly consider to be self-awareness. Even then, it's at a really basic level. It's that kind of recognition, but not quite fully grasping the ins and outs of it and how abstract that is as a concept. So they might be able to kind of look and smile at themselves and kind of go me, or label it, or if you're next to them and they can see you in the mirror, they could label you and label me, but actually that abstract concept of that being them all the time isn't quite there yet. And then really naturally leading on from that to sort of 2 to 3, you've got that, I get that that's me. I can label it quite effectively. I can talk about what I can see in the mirror, and it's kind of a version of me, but it's not quite me. So actually that's when that really early kind of logic is coming in, and that real sort of abstract view of this person looks like me, it behaves like me, I can point to things and kind of it will copy me, and if it's got a mark, I've got a mark, that kind of recognition between itself and you as a kind of learner. And that is a really weird thing to kind of comprehend, isn't it? So obviously that stage is going to sort of last quite a few years developmentally, and actually we're talking kind of 2 to 3 years old here. So actually if you've got learners that are still working at that newborn level, there's actually not that expectation yet for them to understand that that's them, because actually like I always say, it goes right back to where they are developmentally. And then from about 4 years up, you're looking at actually that self-awareness. So they actually do get the abstract concept of that, but actually they then start to think, oh, that's me, that's what I look like to other people. It's almost a bit of an existential crisis, I suppose, in a way, but actually being able to kind of look at themselves and understand that that version of themselves is what is seen by other people is something that you don't actually get until you're sort of 4 or 5. So actually if you're working in special needs, chances are a lot of kids won't necessarily have that level of abstract thought yet. So yeah, there are lots of stages of mirror play that you can do with this lovely box. I'm just going to finish off by just showing you it in its entirety. I've just stuck lots of different kind of mirrors in there as well. So yeah, you can literally open it and shut it, open it and shut it. Like I've said, it's that lovely kind of early object permanence, or sort of self-permanence, I suppose, with this. So yeah, you can kind of go, you're there, you're not there, you're there, you're not there. And then because obviously inside is beautifully reflective, we can add, if you want to move away from mirror play, I guess, you can add in some sensory fairy light. So actually, if you've got learners that are at that really nice exploration phase, you've got the reflection, you've got all the mirror play stuff, but actually then you've got a tactile and visual stimulant as well. So yeah, that can be a nice way of just doing a bit of kind of wonder and a little bit of discovery. If you've got learners that are working at a slightly higher developmental age, this is a great one for simply hiding things and guessing what's inside, those kind of games. Early memory games as well, so what was inside before, what have they taken out, all of those kind of early rule-based games to kind of help your learner develop that side of things. And as I say, don't rule out boxes, they are one of the best resources. I love a good box, whether it's sparkly or just a kind of fold-down box or a pop-up box or a little pirate treasure box. They're just an instant way of getting that awe and wonder up, and actually there's not enough of that in education anymore. So just for the sake of having something that you can just create that curiosity and that sense of discovery, yeah, it gets my vote every time. So there we have it. I simply think this is the best use of a box file that has ever existed, and simple, easy and transportable. If you like the video today, please do give it a like down at the bottom and do consider subscribing to the channel. Do spread this around as well, because Jensory is all about creating as many lovely learning opportunities for all kinds of learners. So yeah, do share the love. I'll see you next week for a brand new theme to kick off October. But until then, have a lovely weekend and a lovely rest of your week. Bye everybody.